Now more the words of Justice Antonin Scalia. He was one of the most important conservatives in Supreme Court history. His view of the law sometimes put him outside the mainstream. In 2012, on my PBS program, Scalia talked about his opponents, his judicial approach, and his legacy. Have you had the impact that you believe you would like to have? The answer has to be no.
Well, it depends on what you mean by the impact.
Well, the impact is you'd like everybody to see it your way.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen. Look, when I came on the court, the word was, Scalia will be a consensus.
Exactly.
Because I'm such a charming fellow and all, will be a consensus.
Is that what they said?
No.
No.
They didn't say the charming part, but they did expect me to be a consensus
guy?
Yeah, a consensus builder,
Yeah.
He gathered the vote.
Yeah.
I can't be a consensus builder.
Because?
Because I can't trade. You see, Bill Brennan, who was an evolutionist,
Right.
he could deal. He could go to his colleague, I want to change the Constitution this far. And the colleague, gee, Bill, I can't go that far. Well, what about this far? He can deal. Now, I can't deal. If I'm doing the text,
Yeah.
what can I say? Halfway.
I'll give you a little here.
Halfway between what the text really means and what you'd like it to mean. Is that the deal I'm going to cut?
Yes, that would be it.
You can't do it.
Does the court that you know read the paper? Does it understand the political dynamic of the moment?
I don't know. You'd
What do you
have to
think?
ask each of my. I think so.
Does it affect you?
I hope not. I strive.
But is it possible that you don't?
No, I wouldn't be as unpopular a person as I am if I let it affect me.
You think you're unpopular because of protest here and there?
Well, yeah.
You have friends across all aisles. You and Ruth Bader Ginsburg are great friends, and other people say nice things about you.
Yeah.
But you are. You are the guy they look and say,
I don't know
he
why.
wants to stand in the way.
That's right.
He
I think
wants
it
to
is
be
simply
thwart the forward march of history
Oh, that's right.
and justice. And
Yeah, I think it's simply
that's the way they
because
see
of-
you.
Yeah, I think it's simply because of the consistency of my
But do you take some
insistence.
pride in that, though? I bet you do.
Yeah, a man who has made no enemies is probably not a very good man.
I'm interested in the mind of Justice Scalia and how it got there, because I talked to 4 of your interns, law clerks, you say.
Right.
You know what they said about you? They said, he wants us to challenge him. That's what he likes. He likes the idea of conflict of ideas.
No, I do that. That's very true.
Where'd that come from?
I don't know. I like to argue. It's one reason I like the law, I think. I like to figure out where the truth lies between two different assertions. I don't know. It's just who I am.
You love language, don't you?
I do love language. and for that background, I am a SNOOT. It stands for syntax nerds of our time. It refers to people who get upset when they hear infer used to mean imply.
Yes.
Or when they hear, I commented recently on
You hate bad grammar?
Oh, God. I was on an airline recently. I commented on this, and over the PA system, and this is driven into people's ears hundreds, thousands of times by someone who was hired to communicate. The rules of the FAA require that your baggage is under the seat.
Is under the seat.
Is under the seat. I mean, it tears me up.
What should be the questions about an appointee, a nominee to the Supreme Court?
Currently, that's exactly the question. Much as I dislike the spectacle of confirmation hearings now, I prefer them to the alternative. As long as the court is revising the Constitution, by God, the people ought to have some say, and they ought to be able to ask the nominee, what kind of a Constitution are you going to give us? That's the most important question. Why shouldn't they be able to ask that?
A great American. I loved him.
Yeah, what a great interview.
Thank you. It's
Yeah.
just, he's so alive. He cared about language, he cared about history, he cared about intellectual battles.
And he didn't shy away from conflict.
No.
He embraced it.
Yeah, and you love people who share their opinions, that go directly to, they don't try to edit themselves.
You know what I loved about that, though, Charlie, is to see him out of his robe, just talking, because so much of what we see of these justices, it's so formal. It was so nice to see him in that kind of context.
Thanks.